It was the best fun I ever had in my life. In the winter of '79, I worked on an island in the Hong Kong archipelago. I was a control systems engineer in a chemical processing plant. I wrote assembler language programs to control reaction kinetics. What an adventure. Control strategies expressed in assembler, playing out organic chemistry. It was sort of primal, and so were the tools. You remember the bootstrap and keyed it in at the front panel. It sort of had a rhythm like playing a piano. I was limited on core memory, so I wrote code that modified itself. I wouldn't do that again. But all in all, it was a rookie engineer's dream. At the keyboard, pressing go on control tasks and expanding your peripheral vision to take in 30 indicators at once. You really had to pay attention. Fast-moving temperatures meant something bad was about to happen. They called us wizards and looked upon what we did as a black art. For me at least, quality management hadn't been invented yet. It didn't matter. I was motivated for zero defects by fear. The worst case scenario for that type of reactor was a setup. The reactants go solid and all the reactor is good for is burying under the ground. And next to it they bury the engineer responsible. Having a desk next to a blast wall kept me focused too. Outside the plant, the Vietnamese boat people started arriving in large numbers. I guess they were just looking for a better future. Inside the plant, I was making sure that my engineering career would have one. I was being very careful. Now that was 30 years ago, but I think we're still debating this question. Is software development still a black art or no? And if you're developing software-based systems, is just being careful enough? Or is quality so important that you need a formal quality management structure to make sure it's delivered? In other words, does quality matter that much? I can tell you that fear isn't a sustainable motivator for getting things right. Being fearful all day just burns you out. Later on in my career, I joined larger projects where design processes were established and peer review was possible. Responsibility for success was shared. Life became less scary. After that, I worked on very large projects with formal quality management. I even became a quality manager. And what have I learnt in the past 30 years? Well, to begin with, every business can generate a return on investment in quality, simply because it costs less to prevent an error than it does to fix it, especially if it fails in service. I also learned that quality isn't just the absence of defects, it's the failure-free solution to a customer's problem. Technical excellence isn't enough. We need to develop deeper insights into what people perceive as quality. I've also concluded that smart companies aren't created solely by hiring smart people. Companies don't just generate ideas, they build, market, sell, compete, and achieve this by coordinating the efforts of a diverse cohort of talent. And the most successful are the ones where the smart people are the cast, but the system is the star. As both a business owner and line manager, my passion for quality has arisen purely out of self-interest. I've won business against corporate giants of world renown, yet my company is small. I've seen people who thought they were ordinary achieve extraordinary things. I've seen companies emerge from loss-making chaos to find profitability in order, all by taking the small steps that arise from one big idea. My workshop on developing quality management systems is an intense and I hope insightful conversation on how this idea applies to software and electronic systems. In the workshop, I illustrate quality improvement techniques with real-world case studies. Participants also bring along quality problems that are a continuing source of learning. So if you're creating or looking to improve a quality management system, or if you're just looking for ideas, come join us.